Success is not the key to happiness. Happiness is the key to success. If you love what you are doing, you will be successful. Albert Schweitzer. Welcome to Win Stoic. In today's video, we're diving into the habits and behaviors that only mature, high-value men practice, actions that women undeniably notice and respect. As we explore these insights, I encourage you to reflect on your own life. Are you embodying these principles? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Your journey toward becoming a high-value man starts here. Let's grow together. In the modern age, where social media dominates our daily lives, it's easy to get lost in the constant barrage of images, posts, and notifications. However, a mature, high-value man stands apart from this noise. He understands that his worth isn't measured by the number of likes or followers he has, but by the substance of his character and the quality of his actions. As the ancient Stoics taught, wisdom lies in focusing on what truly matters, not on fleeting distractions. A mature man may have social media accounts, but he uses them with purpose, perhaps to advance his career, stay informed, or connect with meaningful causes. He doesn't waste his time mindlessly scrolling through endless feeds, nor does he engage in the superficial act of liking photos of women just to boost his ego. This restraint and purposeful use of time is what sets him apart, reflecting the Stoic principle of self-discipline. When you're in a relationship, this trait becomes even more critical. A man who respects his partner doesn't feel the need to seek validation from others online. Instead, he devotes his attention and affection to the one he values most. As Marcus Aurelius once said, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." A mature man understands that where he directs his attention, his energy follows, and he chooses to focus on building a strong, respectful bond with his partner, rather than being distracted by the fleeting allure of social media. But maturity goes beyond just the avoidance of social media pitfalls. It's about prioritizing responsibilities and managing time effectively. A high-value man knows how to balance his work, personal life, and hobbies, ensuring that he fulfills his duties while still making time for the things that bring him joy and relaxation. He doesn't succumb to the temptation of doom scrolling, where hours are lost to the void of trivial content. Instead, he approaches each day with intention, guided by the Stoic belief that time is our most precious resource and should not be squandered. In today's fast-paced world, where distractions are endless and instant gratification is just a click away, it can be challenging to embody these traits. Yet this is precisely what distinguishes a mature man from the rest. He chooses the path of self-control, of thoughtful engagement with the world around him, rather than being swept away by the currents of popular culture. This is the essence of Stoic life lessons, understanding what is within our control and making deliberate choices that lead to a life of virtue and purpose. In relationships, this maturity shines through. A woman will notice and deeply appreciate a man who doesn't need external validation, who isn't constantly chasing after the next social media trend. Instead, she will find herself drawn to a man who is present, who invests in meaningful conversations, and who treats her with the respect and attention she deserves. This is what it means to be a high-value man, someone who lives by principles, who values depth over superficiality, and who understands that true strength comes from within. Comment, "I agree," if you resonate with this perspective, or "I don't think so," if you have a different opinion. In today's fast-paced world, it's easy to get caught up in the whirlwind of social media and entertainment, but a mature, high-value man knows the importance of balance. It's not about avoiding social media altogether. It's about managing your time wisely. Think of it this way. If you've taken care of your responsibilities, fulfilled your duties, and then allow yourself some time to relax, whether that's watching Netflix or scrolling through social media, there's nothing inherently wrong with that. However, what we're really talking about here is obsession. When a man becomes obsessed with social media, letting it consume his time and attention to the detriment of more meaningful pursuits, that's where maturity comes into question. A high-value man understands the importance of priorities and doesn't let distractions rule his life. Let me share a story that illustrates this point. I know a man who, despite having a demanding job and a family to care for, was constantly glued to his phone, checking social media every spare moment he had. It wasn't until his young daughter asked him one day, "Daddy, why are you always on your phone?" that he realized the impact his behavior was having. That simple question was a wake-up call for him. He decided to cut back on his social media use, dedicating more time to his family and personal growth. His relationships improved, he felt more present, and he began to embody the qualities of a mature, high-value man. Now, let's move on to another critical aspect of maturity: communication. A mature man knows how to express his feelings without letting anger or frustration take over. We've all been there. Something sets us off, and before we know it, we're snapping at the people around us. But true emotional maturity comes from being able to pause, assess our emotions, and communicate them clearly and calmly. This isn't just about romantic relationships, though it's certainly important there. It's about every kind of relationship, whether it's with friends, family, or colleagues. Imagine this. You're in a heated argument with someone you care about. Your instinct might be to raise your voice or shut down completely, but instead, you take a deep breath and calmly explain how you feel and why you're upset. You listen to their perspective without interrupting, and you work together to find a solution. This is the hallmark of emotional maturity and effective communication, and it's something that every high-value man strives to master. Communication isn't always easy. It requires effort, patience, and a willingness to be vulnerable. It means having tough conversations, actively listening, and being open to feedback even when it's hard to hear. But the rewards are immense. Better communication leads to stronger relationships, greater trust, and ultimately a more fulfilling life. It's about showing those around you that you respect them enough to be honest and open, and that you value their input as much as your own. Understanding and embracing the natural rhythms of life is a mark of true maturity, especially when it comes to relationships. A high-value man, one who embodies a Stoic mindset, doesn't flinch or act awkward when it comes to his partner's time of the month. He understands that this is a natural and recurring aspect of life. He isn't uncomfortable or dismissive about it. Instead, he shows compassion, care, and empathy. This is not about performing any grand gestures, but about being there, understanding that during this time You might need a little more affection, a bit more love, and perhaps a touch more patience. He doesn't view this time as an inconvenience, but rather as an opportunity to deepen the bond, showing his capacity to support you not just in good times, but through every phase. As Marcus Aurelius once said, the soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. A mature man's thoughts are not centered on his own discomfort, but on how he can bring comfort to you. Many men might find it confusing or even uncomfortable to deal with a woman's cycle, but this discomfort often stems from ignorance or societal conditioning. However, a man who is on the path to becoming high value, a man who seeks to win Stoic, seeks knowledge and understanding in all areas of life, including this. He doesn't have to know every detail, just as women don't know everything about the male body, but he's aware enough to recognize the importance of empathy. He understands that dismissing this part of your life as gross or dramatic is a sign of immaturity. Instead, he approaches it with the maturity of a Stoic mindset, treating it as just another part of life that deserves respect and understanding. From a woman's perspective, a man who takes the time to understand her cycle is not just being considerate, he's unlocking a deeper connection. Women's cycles can affect mood, behavior, and even libido, and a man who is attuned to this is more likely to foster a healthier and more harmonious relationship. He sees this knowledge as a tool for better communication and stronger emotional intimacy. As Epictetus said, "It is not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." A high-value man's reaction to something as natural as a menstrual cycle is a testament to his maturity and his commitment to a Stoic mindset. Now let me ask you this. How does your understanding or lack thereof of your partner's cycle affect your relationship? Have you considered how this awareness could enhance your connection, making you not just a better partner, but a better man? Reflecting on this might be the key to unlocking deeper emotional bonds and becoming the high-value man you aspire to be. Remember, in the journey to win Stoic and embody the traits of high-value men, it's the small, everyday moments of empathy and understanding that truly define your character. If you find these insights helpful, don't hesitate to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Let's continue to explore the profound influence of Stoicism together. A mature man understands the power of restraint, particularly when it comes to alcohol. Overindulgence is not just a matter of poor judgment, it signals a deeper issue. As Seneca once said, "Drunkenness is nothing but voluntary madness." The high-value man recognizes that consistently losing control, blacking out, or engaging in reckless behavior is a red flag that goes beyond immaturity. It often masks unresolved anxiety, depression, or inner turmoil. This isn't about being sanctimonious. It's about understanding that alcohol is frequently a coping mechanism for deeper struggles. While it's easy to dismiss such behavior as mere immaturity, a Stoic perspective urges us to look deeper, to see the pain behind the bottle. However, just because we understand it doesn't mean we condone it. A man who cannot control his drinking is not just harming himself, he is also pushing away those who care about him. This is where the Stoic life lessons come into play, teaching us to be empathetic yet firm in our boundaries. A high-value man does not hide behind vices. Instead, he faces his challenges head-on, understanding that true strength lies in confronting rather than escaping them. This maturity extends beyond just alcohol. It manifests in every aspect of his life, particularly in how he manages his relationships. A mature man is transparent, especially when it comes to his phone, an object that, in today's world, holds so much of our private lives. The high-value man does not need to hide his phone, does not keep passwords secret, and certainly does not engage in the suspicious behavior of putting his phone face down or under his pillow. These actions scream secrecy and betrayal. As Marcus Aurelius noted, "If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it." This Stoic wisdom is reflected in the high-value man's behavior. His life is an open book, not because he has nothing to hide, but because he chooses to live a life of integrity and honesty. In modern life, where technology often blurs the lines between privacy and secrecy, the actions of a mature man speak volumes. Privacy is not about hiding things from your partner. It's about respecting boundaries without creating suspicion. A high-value man understands this distinction clearly. He knows that true intimacy is built on trust, and trust cannot flourish where there is secrecy. By living openly and honestly, he not only earns the respect of those around him, but also sets a powerful example of what it means to be a man of value. When it comes to navigating relationships, especially as a mature, high-value man, there's a significant focus on communication and trust. These elements are the foundation of any healthy relationship, and they are where true Stoic happiness can be cultivated. The modern world, with its constant connectivity and social media presence, often clouds our judgment, making us overanalyze simple actions and words. Take, for example, the act of flipping a phone over during dinner. In the digital age, this can easily be interpreted as a sign of secrecy or mistrust. You might hear people throw around terms like gaslighting, a word that has become almost a cliché, overused to the point of losing its original meaning. It's crucial to step back and understand the deeper context before jumping to conclusions. A man who flips his phone over could indeed be trying to hide something, but it's just as possible that he's doing it out of respect. He might want to give you his full attention, free from the distractions of work emails or social media notifications. This simple act could be an indication of his desire to connect with you, to be present in the moment, which aligns with the principles of Stoicism today. But here lies the challenge. How do we distinguish between a genuine act of respect and something more deceptive? The answer often lies in the broader context of the relationship and the trust you've built together. A story that comes to mind is of a friend who was dating a man whose job required him to be on call almost 24/7. During their dates, he would always flip his phone over, and at first, this caused her concern. Was he hiding something? Was there another woman? But over time she realized that this was his way of ensuring their time together was uninterrupted. He valued their moments of connection so much that he didn't want anything to come between them. It was only through open communication that they were able to understand each other's intentions, and this strengthened their bond. So, before jumping to conclusions about someone's actions, ask yourself, what is the intent behind this behavior? Is there a pattern of secrecy, or is it a one-off situation? High-value men, those who embody the Stoic mindset, understand that not everything is black and white. They are aware that the internet, with its endless supply of relationship advice, often promotes a rigid, one-size-fits-all approach to behaviors that are, in reality, nuanced and varied. Stoic happiness doesn't come from constantly scrutinizing every little detail. It comes from building a relationship based on mutual trust and respect, where both parties feel safe to be open and honest. If you like the video, leave your comment. You don't know what to comment? Comment, "I dare," so I know you made it to the end. When it comes to trust and boundaries in a relationship, it's crucial to remember that invading someone's privacy, like going through their phone without cause, is neither normal nor healthy. If you ever feel compelled to do so, it raises a deeper question. Should you be with someone you don't fully trust? Boundaries play a vital role in any relationship, and these boundaries vary from one relationship to another, depending on the unique dynamics at play. Each partnership is different, and what works for one couple might not work for another, yet the foundation of trust and mutual respect should always be the same. In my own experience, if I wanted to check my husband's phone, he would let me without hesitation, but I don't feel the need, because our relationship is built on a solid foundation of trust. Unfortunately, not all men are trustworthy. Some engage in deceitful behavior, cheating or sneaking around, and when you accidentally pick up their phone or glance at the time, they explode as if you've crossed a line. Such overreactions often reveal more about their character than any innocent mistake on your part. The cornerstone of any strong relationship is communication. If you're being secretive, hiding things, or engaging in shady behavior, you're only breeding distrust. To build a healthy relationship, one must confront and heal personal issues, such as unresolved childhood traumas, to grow into a mature adult capable of creating meaningful connections. Immature behavior, like that of a certified F-boy with a side piece, only leads to toxic and unstable relationships. As Epictetus, the great Stoic philosopher, once said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Mature men understand this truth and apply it by fostering environments of trust and mutual respect in their relationships. Reflecting on the content of this discussion, I believe there were many solid points made, though I might have approached the topic differently. Perhaps I'll create a video with my own list if that's something you'd like to see. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Do you agree or disagree with these points? What would your list for women look like? If you're a man wondering how to recognize a mature woman, I've got you covered. I've previously created videos on emotional maturity in women, which I'll link in the description. Whether you're assessing maturity or contemplating how to navigate complex relationship dynamics, remember, these Stoic life lessons are essential in understanding what is Stoicism and applying it to everyday life. The video that sparked this discussion garnered over 1 million likes, not just views, but likes, which is extraordinary. The overwhelming agreement in the comments suggests that these insights are valuable as you navigate the often complex world of dating and relationships. Remember, while relationships can be intricate, understanding these subtle yet powerful dynamics like trust and communication can significantly improve your approach. After all, having a woman's perspective alongside these Stoic life lessons can be incredibly enlightening. So if you found this video helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe to stay updated with new content. This reflection isn't just about relationships, it's about self-improvement and becoming the best version of yourself. A high-value man who navigates life with wisdom, trust, and maturity. By embracing these Stoic principles and applying them to your relationships, you can foster connections that are not only strong, but enduring. If you find these insights helpful, don't hesitate to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Let's continue to explore the profound influence of Stoicism together. In this video, we explored the key actions that mature, high-value men consistently embody actions that naturally capture the attention and respect of women. By embracing these Stoic life lessons, you can foster personal growth and cultivate a life of true fulfillment. Remember, it's not just about impressing others, but about becoming the best version of yourself. If you found value in this content, I'd love to hear your thoughts. What principle resonated with you the most? Share your insights in the comments below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Win Stoic for more empowering content. Your journey to becoming a high-value individual starts with the choices you make today. On 14 attraction signs. Men always miss Stoic life lessons. How do you find happiness? Happiness is the result of living with purpose, recognizing life's opportunities, and cultivating meaningful relationships. As the philosopher Epictetus said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Today on Win Stoic, we're diving into the 14 attraction signs men always miss. Women often send subtle signals of interest, hoping to ignite a connection, yet many men overlook these cues. Discover how recognizing these signs can lead to personal growth and deeper relationships. Comment below if you've experienced any of these signs and share your thoughts. Let's explore this together and learn how to build stronger, more fulfilling connections. 1. Desire on the face. Desire on the face. A woman's face conveys a myriad of emotions and signals that can often be overlooked. Many men miss micro-facial expressions that are subconscious manifestations of a woman's desire and interest. For instance, slightly parted lips are often a subtle mimicry of female genitalia, a sign psychologists refer to as a genital echo. It's a primal cue that suggests attraction. Similarly, observe her eyelids. Do they flutter, even briefly? If they do, it's a promising sign that she's interested in you. Additionally, a slight tilt of her head downward while maintaining eye contact further indicates her desire. These facial expressions point to one thing: genuine interest. Sadly, not many men recognize these signs. As Marcus Aurelius once said, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." By training yourself to notice these subtle cues, you enhance your ability to connect deeply with others. The next time you're on a date, watch her face closely. These signs are often fleeting but incredibly telling. Recognizing them not only gives you an advantage, but also shows a level of awareness and respect for the other person's unspoken feelings. In the realm of Stoic life lessons, this practice aligns with the Stoic principle of mindfulness and attentiveness. What is Stoicism if not the art of being present and perceptive in every moment? 2. Licking her lips. Understanding the signs of attraction can be quite the puzzle, especially for men who often miss subtle cues. One such cue involves a woman licking her lips. This gesture goes beyond the simple need to moisten dry lips. Interestingly, the thickness of a woman's lips is comparable to her outer genital lips, a form of self-mimicry that nature has crafted. When a woman licks her lips, it often enhances their shine and allure, making them appear more inviting. Scientists have found that this action can be a subconscious attempt to attract attention. While many men might assume she's simply dealing with dryness or removing food residue, there's a deeper, more instinctive reason at play. When a woman feels attracted to someone, her breathing rate increases, leading to drier lips. Licking them not only alleviates this dryness, but also involves tongue movements that can be subtly seductive. When combined with red or glossy lipstick, the effect is even more pronounced. Yet, despite these clear signs, many men overlook this gesture. Imagine you're at a coffee shop and you notice a woman across the room. She frequently licks her lips and seems to look your way. You might think she's just enjoying her latte or dealing with chapped lips. But could it be that she's signaling her interest? This small, seemingly insignificant action might be her way of catching your eye. It's these subtle nuances that Stoic philosophy teaches us to observe and understand, enhancing our interactions and relationships. 3. The Marilyn Monroe face. Imagine you're walking down the street and suddenly you catch a glimpse of someone who seems to have an air of mystery and allure that draws you in. This is the kind of allure that Marilyn Monroe possessed, a timeless sensuality that transcends generations. In the 50s and 60s, Marilyn Monroe was the epitome of allure, and her seductive gaze has become a classic symbol of attraction. Her appeal is so enduring that even today, many try to imitate her, but they often fall short. What makes her gaze so captivating? It's not just about having a face like Marilyn's. It's about the expression she perfected, the raised eyebrows, half-closed eyelids, and slightly parted lips. This look, often described as the Marilyn Monroe face, is a powerful sign of attraction that many men fail to recognize. Think about the last time you saw someone with that sleepy yet intensely focused gaze. Did you realize that it was a sign of attraction? Often, women will mimic this look when they're interested in someone, but it goes unnoticed. They don't need to have Marilyn's exact features to convey the same message. It's all in the eyes and the subtle cues they give off. When a woman raises her eyebrows slightly and lets her eyelids droop, it's as if she's inviting you into her world, sharing a moment of pleasure and connection. This is a classic sign of attraction that men often miss, and recognizing it can make a significant difference in understanding the signals being sent your way. In a Stoic mindset, being aware of such signs can be incredibly empowering. The Stoic philosophy teaches us to be observant and mindful of our surroundings and the people we interact with. By paying attention to these subtle cues, you can better understand and respond to the emotions and intentions of others. As Seneca once said, "He who is brave is free." By freeing yourself from the ignorance of these attraction signs, you become more in tune with the world around you, fostering deeper connections and understanding. 4. The Basic Instinct Move. In the iconic scene from Basic Instinct, we all remember Sharon Stone crossing her shapely legs, causing Michael Douglas to clear his throat in a moment of clear distraction. This movement, often seen as a closed-off cue, is actually one of the many subtle signs of attraction that men frequently miss. When a woman purposely crosses her legs while wearing shorts, a short skirt or tight leggings, she's subconsciously showcasing her thighs. This action draws your eyes from her face to her lower half, and your brain begins to conjure steamy images, enhancing the attraction. Psychologists confirm that correlating this behavior with other body language signs can indicate interest, making her more approachable if you recognize these cues. Reflecting on the teachings of Marcus Aurelius, very little is needed to make a happy life. It is all within yourself, in your way of thinking. We can see that recognizing and interpreting these subtle signs lies within our perceptual abilities and mindset. The leg crossing move, for instance, has a similar effect to when a woman opens up her body language, signaling comfort and openness. Understanding these Stoic life lessons helps you become more attuned to such non-verbal cues, enabling you to respond with confidence and authenticity. Relating this to modern life, consider the dynamic of a first date. Imagine you're seated across from a woman, engaging in a light-hearted conversation. As she crosses her legs, you might initially interpret this as a sign of being closed off. However, if you pay closer attention to her overall body language and combine it with other signals, such as maintaining eye contact, leaning slightly towards you, or smiling genuinely, you can better gauge her level of interest. By understanding these Stoic life lessons and asking yourself, what is Stoicism? You develop a more nuanced approach to social interactions, helping you to read the room and respond accordingly. Take it a step further. When interacting with women, it is important to observe and interpret multiple cues rather than relying on just one. This holistic approach, like the Stoic principle of observing the big picture, allows you to make more informed decisions. If you agree with this sign, comment below, "That's awesome," so we can connect. 5. Open up the body. In the hustle and bustle of modern life, we often miss the subtle signals that could lead to deeper connections and understanding, especially in the realm of attraction. Stoic philosophy, with its focus on observation and mindfulness, teaches us to pay attention to these signs and understand the deeper meanings behind them. One crucial aspect is body language. Have you ever noticed how someone's posture changes when they're comfortable around you? Psychologists suggest that people unconsciously close themselves off from those they aren't interested in, often crossing their arms as a form of self-guarding. When a woman feels comfortable and attracted to someone, she might display an open body posture. This openness can be seen when she places her hands and arms on the table, opening up her chest as she speaks, indicating receptivity and interest. Her upper limbs may move freely, a stark contrast to the restricted movements seen when she feels guarded. It's also important to observe her legs. Does she cross them defensively, or do they frequently change position, signaling an open invitation? Consider the story of John, a Stoic enthusiast who recently started paying more attention to body language cues in his social interactions. During a recent gathering, he noticed that Sarah, a colleague, often leaned in and placed her hands on the table when they talked. Her movements fluid and unrestricted. John recalled his studies in Stoicism, particularly the teachings about being present and observant. He began to see Sarah's behavior not just as random gestures, but as signs of genuine interest. This newfound awareness made John more confident and attuned to the subtleties of human interaction, enhancing his personal and professional relationships. This leads us to a reflective question. How often do we miss these signs in our daily interactions? And what can we do to become more observant and mindful like the Stoics? By integrating Stoic principles into our lives, we can improve our understanding of others and ourselves. Stoicism today teaches us that happiness and fulfillment come from within, and part of this is learning to read and respond to the world around us effectively. When you start noticing these attraction signs, you not only improve your social skills, but also deepen your connections with others. It's a powerful reminder of the timeless wisdom of Stoicism and its relevance in our contemporary lives. As you navigate your interactions, remember to stay present, observe without judgment, and respond with empathy. These lessons from Stoic happiness can guide you to more meaningful and fulfilling relationships. 6. The submissive look. Understanding the subtle signs of attraction that men often overlook can provide valuable insights into human behavior and the dynamics of relationships. One such sign is the submissive look, which many men mistakenly dismiss as a sign of weakness or lack of assertiveness. Instead, this gesture can be a powerful indicator of attraction that aligns with the Stoic mindset, helping you navigate these interactions with wisdom and clarity. Let's delve into the nuances of this behavior. The submissive look often involves specific facial and body language cues that women use unconsciously. Studies have shown that women with thinner, higher-set eyebrows may appear more vulnerable and helpless, triggering a protective response in the male brain. This instinctive reaction is deeply rooted in our evolutionary past, where the need to protect and defend played a crucial role in survival. Additionally, women often expose or make their wrists go limp as a subtle signal of submissiveness. This gesture can be observed in various social settings, such as when a woman holds a cigarette with her wrist turned outward. This seemingly small action can be a powerful sign of attraction, as it conveys a sense of vulnerability that invites men to step into a protective role. To illustrate this point, let's consider a quote from the famous Stoic philosopher Epictetus. "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." By recognizing and understanding these subtle cues, you can respond with a Stoic mindset, maintaining your composure and making thoughtful, informed decisions about your interactions. But why do men often miss these signs? One reason is that they might be looking for more overt expressions of interest, such as direct eye contact or verbal affirmations. However, these subtle cues can be just as significant, if not more so, in conveying genuine attraction. By paying attention to these details, you can better understand the dynamics of your interactions and build stronger, more meaningful connections. Now, let's explore how you can apply this knowledge in your daily life. When you notice a woman displaying these submissive signals, take a moment to reflect on what they might mean. Are they a sign of interest, or simply a part of her natural behavior? By considering the context and your own feelings, you can respond in a way that aligns with your Stoic principles and fosters mutual respect and understanding. Open-ended question. Have you ever noticed these subtle signs of attraction in your interactions, and how did you respond? Reflecting on your past experiences can help you become more attuned to these cues and improve your ability to connect with others. As you continue to develop your understanding of the Stoic mindset and its application in relationships, Remember that awareness and mindfulness are key. By staying present and attentive, you can better navigate the complexities of human behavior and build more authentic connections. Before we reveal the seventh key, take a moment to subscribe to our channel and become part of our community of great minds. Don't forget to like this video so you don't miss any of our invaluable advice. 7. Revved up preening. In 2014, Knapp and Hall published an illuminating study on the hidden meanings behind everyday interactions, shedding light on women's preening behavior. It's common knowledge that people groom themselves before going out, but there's a deeper significance when it comes to attraction. Your lady friend isn't just boosting her self-esteem when she primps. She's doing it to catch your eye. Watch for signs like flipping her hair or twirling strands around her fingers. This behavior isn't merely about enhancing her appearance, it's an unconscious effort to draw your attention. Our brains are wired to notice movement, and women use this to their advantage when they are attracted to someone. Applying makeup, excusing herself to the powder room for a fresh coat of lip balm or lipstick, and checking her reflection are all subtle cues. She wants to look her best for you, ensuring she is as alluring as possible. Yet many men overlook these gestures, mistaking them for mere self-consciousness. 8. Slowly, almost sensually caressing nearby objects. Understanding the subtle signs of attraction can be a challenge, especially when they're not overtly obvious. One significant yet often overlooked sign is when a woman slowly, almost sensually, caresses nearby objects. Most men don't recognize this as an attraction signal, but scientists and psychologists have studied these behaviors extensively. When a person is attracted to someone, they have a natural, intense desire to touch them. If she can't touch you directly, she'll make do with almost anything nearby. Notice how she fondles, strokes, or caresses her coffee cup or wine glass. Observe how she plays with the pen, sometimes bringing it close to her lips, or how she delicately traces the screen of her phone with her fingertip. These actions, known as object transference, are deeply rooted in our bond with our mothers. As babies, we couldn't differentiate ourselves from our mothers, and the pleasurable sensations from those early interactions remain embedded in our unconscious. So, when a woman caresses an object, she is, in a way, reliving those sensations. Fidgeting is another attraction sign many men miss. If she's stroking or rubbing her car keys, it's a way to release pent-up energy. 9. The blinking phenomenon. Have you ever noticed an eyelash flutter? It's a subtle, rapid blink that happens without you even realizing it. According to researchers at the Center for Non-Verbal Studies, this rapid blinking is an indicator of psychological arousal. They found that when women suddenly blink faster during a conversation, it signifies a heightened state of sexual arousal, even if they don't understand why or how. This reaction is unconscious, beyond our usual comprehension, making it easy for both the person exhibiting the signs and the observer to miss them. Next time you engage in a conversation with a female friend or acquaintance, pay attention to her blinking pattern. You might be missing out on attraction signs she's sending unconsciously. Understanding these subtle cues can provide insight into the Stoic mindset and how it applies to real-life interactions. The great Stoic philosopher Epictetus once said, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so that we can listen twice as much as we speak." By observing these non-verbal signs, you can become more attuned to the subtle messages people send, enhancing your interpersonal skills. 10. Accidental touches. Studies show that women are often the initiators of early attraction signaling, employing body language rather than words. Unfortunately, one of the attraction signs men always miss is the light brush on their arms or any other accidental contact between body parts. Psychologists assert there is no such thing as an accident in the realm of body language, mirroring the Stoic belief in the causality of all things. As Marcus Aurelius said, "Accept the things to which fate binds you." This isn't about fate in the mystical sense, but understanding the natural flow of interactions. When she lightly bumps her hips against yours, or grazes her fingers against your arm, she's not just being clumsy. She's testing the waters to see if there's a spark. In the modern world, these subtle touches can be easily missed amidst the hustle and bustle of daily life. With our minds often preoccupied with various distractions, we fail to notice these small yet significant gestures. Stoic life lessons teach us the importance of mindfulness and being present in the moment. By practicing Stoicism, we can train ourselves to be more observant and receptive to the signals around us. The next time you feel a gentle touch, don't dismiss it as an accident. Reflect on it and consider the possibility that it's a deliberate attempt to connect with you. Think about how this applies to your everyday interactions. When you're at a social gathering, or even just passing by someone at work, pay attention to these seemingly minor incidents. They could be the doorway to deeper connections and understanding. As Epictetus emphasized, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Reacting with awareness and an open mind can transform your social experiences and help you build more meaningful relationships. And if you're ready to win over your dream girl, please comment, "I'm ready to conquer," so we can move on to the next part. 11. The hair flip. The hair flip is a subtle yet powerful gesture that often goes unnoticed by men. But why is this simple act so alluring? Why do hair care commercials captivate us with scenes of women tossing their hair? Despite knowing these advertisements exaggerate, there's science behind the appeal. When a woman flips her hair, she's unconsciously showcasing her neck and exposing her armpit, areas that release sexual pheromones. These are chemical signals that our brains instinctively recognize, even if we're not aware of it. Additionally, the motion accentuates the elegant curve of her neck and highlights the health and shine of her hair, making her more noticeable. This seemingly innocuous action is a woman's way of drawing attention to herself, a sign of attraction that men frequently overlook. Imagine you're at a cafe, sipping your coffee, and a woman at the next table casually flips her hair. You might not consciously realize it, but your brain is picking up on those subtle cues. This small gesture can change the dynamic of an encounter without a single word being spoken. It's fascinating how such a minor action can convey so much, acting as an unspoken language of attraction. Consider this. Have you ever found yourself inexplicably drawn to someone without understanding why? It could very well be these subtle, unconscious signals at play. In Stoicism today, recognizing these cues can enhance our awareness and understanding of human behavior, leading to deeper connections and Stoic happiness. 12. the rolling hips. When you're navigating the complexities of attraction, it's essential to tune in to the subtle signs that often go unnoticed. One such sign is the way she moves her hips. This isn't about imitating celebrities. Rather, it's a natural, subconscious effort to capture your attention. Women, with their wider hips compared to men, often sway their hips more provocatively when they're interested. Science backs this up, suggesting that these movements symbolize fertility and sexual allure. Think about the countless songs and cultural references that highlight this aspect of femininity. Now, imagine her walking into a room or dancing in a social setting. If her movements seem more deliberate and pronounced, she's likely sending a clear signal of attraction. Observe how she shifts in her seat or gyrates her hips while walking. This swaying motion is not just a random act, it's a subtle invitation for those who are perceptive enough to recognize it. Are you paying attention to these cues? As you ponder this, remember the wisdom of Epictetus, a prominent Stoic philosopher, who said, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so that we can listen twice as much as we speak." Applying this principle to your social interactions means being more observant and mindful of the non-verbal cues around you. Have you noticed how often we overlook such signs because we're too focused on our own actions? By adopting a Stoic mindset, you can train yourself to become more aware of these subtleties. Stoic philosophy teaches us to be present, to observe without judgment, and to understand the world through a lens of calm rationality. This approach not only helps in recognizing signs of attraction, but also in understanding the deeper connections in our relationships. 13. Slow stroking of the knees. When it comes to understanding the subtle signs of attraction, many men often miss the clues that are right in front of them. Let's delve into one of these often overlooked signals: the slow stroking of the knees. Psychologists suggest that when a woman strokes, touches, or caresses her knees, it can be a sign of sexual interest. Picture this scenario. You're in a conversation, and she starts to gently rub her knees. This action isn't random. It's an unconscious expression of her desire to touch and caress yours. Have you noticed if she strokes her knees while talking to you? If so, this could be her way of indicating interest. Furthermore, pay attention to the direction of her knees. Are they pointed towards you? This non-verbal cue suggests that you are the focus of her attention and interest. Marcus Aurelius, a renowned Stoic philosopher, once said, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." Applying a Stoic mindset, it's crucial to remain observant and interpret these signs without jumping to conclusions. If you find these insights helpful, don't hesitate to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Let's continue to explore the profound influence of Stoicism together. 14. The Gelada baboon maneuver. One fascinating example of these overlooked signals comes from the animal kingdom, specifically the Gelada baboon. These primates, known for their distinctive fiery red chests, use this feature to display fertility and readiness to mate. Just as these baboons use their physical traits to communicate, women often use subtle cues to express attraction, which many men fail to recognize. In the modern world, a woman may not paint her chest in bright red, but she will use body language to catch your attention. When a woman leans closer, brings her shoulders back, or stands taller to accentuate her bosoms, she is not merely adjusting her posture. Instead, She is highlighting her best physical assets to get noticed. Men often misinterpret these actions as simple attempts to maintain good posture, missing the underlying message of attraction. Incorporating this Stoic life lesson into our daily lives, we can better understand the complexities of human behavior and improve our interpersonal relationships. Recognizing these subtle cues allows us to respond with empathy and awareness, fostering deeper connections. As Marcus Aurelius once said, the soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. By attuning our minds to these signs, we can enhance our social interactions and build more meaningful relationships. This understanding is not just about romantic pursuits, but extends to all areas of life where communication and connection are key. In this video, we explored the 14 subtle signs of attraction that men often miss, delving into how understanding these signs can enhance your personal relationships and enrich your daily interactions. By applying these Stoic life lessons, you can gain deeper insights into human behavior and foster more meaningful connections. If you found these insights valuable, I encourage you to reflect on these principles and incorporate them into your everyday life for greater personal growth and happiness. Don't forget to share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. If you want more content like this, be sure to check out this next video, which you can click right here. Stay connected with us on Win Stoic for more wisdom and inspiration.